celebrities tell us, oh, what you guys do, like we just make music. You guys save lives. And I told him, I said, that's interesting you say that because yes, in a moment we save a life, but you guys save souls, you save families, you're the soundtracks to our lives. So what's the use of us saving a life if there's no music to go along with it?
First and foremost, I just want to thank you for all the service that you have done amid the LA wildfires. And I just want to know, like, what did that mean to you to be at the Grammys last night among other first responders?
I think, that question's come up a couple of times. And I think what I'm struck by is that the majority of people that do this job, it's not a choice, it's a calling, first and foremost. And most of the times for the last 25 years I've been doing this job, it's at the dark of the night, the heat of the hill, in the grimiest, grubbiest conditions where no one ever gets to see us and no applause needed. We don't do it for the applause. But to have this accumulation of a career as well, and then to get that type of reception, it was incredibly special. And I felt it not only for myself, but all the first responders out there that are away from their families all the time and they give continuously without the need for thanks or praise.
And it's so deserving, even though it's like the smallest thing that we can give back to you guys because you deserve so much, so, so much. It's the smallest thing. And so last night, you also had the huge honor of presenting Album of the Year. Tell me what was going through your mind when you saw Beyonce on that name card.
Well, first off, I'll back up. I'm a huge music fan, so it meant everything
Right.
in the world for me to be there. I've been a music fan since I was a little girl. It was my escape always, even when things weren't great or we didn't have much money. We always had the ability to listen to music, and it's always been my favorite thing. And I've always stayed current. My kids make sure of that as well. So, and I'm a Texas girl. So to see Beyonce step outside of her, color outside the lines and do what's just traditional in her home state, I was so proud. And I really felt like this was so well deserved, especially with their collaborations with Dolly on there and Miley Cyrus and a few people like that. I was thrilled when I saw it.
Were you
Obviously by my face.
I know, I was about to say you like held the card to your chest. There was definitely excitement. So it was clear that you were very excited for her.
Yeah, I really was. She got the country and I thought good for her. And then you're like, well, is she going to get both? And I was just overwhelmed anyway, but for her to grab that was pretty special.
And then for her then to thank you guys in her speech while you're still standing on stage, what did that mean to you?
I think we felt it from not only Beyonce, but all the celebrities that were there were so generous with their time, generous with their compliments, and they knew they were lifting up a whole community of first responders. It meant a lot, and it was just really incredible.
Did you talk to anyone else other than Beyonce?
Yes.
You're like, yes, I did.
Yes.
Okay, you gotta
Listen,
spill the
again,
tea for us.
yeah, it's being a music fan. I had the great honor. We saw Chrissy Teigen and John Legend when they first came in. Bruno Mars, Queen Latifah, Janelle Monáe, Wicked,
Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo. She was super generous with her time, and Gloria Estefan made it a point to step out of her way to come and say thank you to all the firefighters backstage and want to take pictures. And I felt like that's really what we got along the way, all the way around. And also, celebrities like Will Smith. And I had the pleasure of talking with Trevor Noah. He's been one of my all-time favorite people, comedians. He's just does an incredible job with this every year.
Mhm. And were you able to talk with Beyonce after she won the award?
Yes. Well, when she came up on stage, I couldn't hold back, right? There she was. So I was like, listen, I'm a Texas girl and I am so excited and happy for you. It's so well deserved. And she was just super genuine and thanking. And in the back, she said, please, pictures, let's take pictures. And she included her daughter, which I thought was very special for us as well. So it meant a lot for everybody.
No, that is so sweet. And you said you're a music fan, which I also love that, music is such a healing thing,
Mm,
right? And I think
yes.
for the community of LA, having the Grammys and having you guys be a part of that.
The amount of people that were there and everybody was so open and willing to support us and lift us up that you didn't feel intimidated going up to anybody because they were so welcoming, inviting. And I know they probably get overwhelmed with a lot of folks coming at them, but last night they left that all to the side and they really took care of us. And I thought that was super special, and I had a few firefighter or a few celebrities tell us, oh, what you guys do, like we just make music. You guys save lives. And I told them, I said, that's interesting you say that because yes, in a moment we save a life, but you guys save souls, you save families, you're the soundtracks to our lives. So what's the use of us saving a life if there's no music to go along with it? So it's this beautiful synergy of what everybody does that that I was just touched to be a part of it.
That is so special. That message that you just shared is so special because it is so true. What did your other firefighter colleagues think of last night?
They were over the moon, honest to God. Every time we turned around, somebody else had a favorite. Dre, we saw him in the back. I got to see Anthony Kiedis, Red Hot Chili Peppers, who was a long time, one of my favorite bands since the early '80s. That's how old I am. And they were all, though, just equally as just flabbergasted at all the beautiful celebrity sightings.
And now you're back to work, it looks like.
I was here crack of dawn this morning, so I didn't get to do really the after parties, but my cup was full and it was running over.
And what did everyone think about you presenting? Because you did, like, Beyonce made history last night and you were there, you were a part of it.
You know what? If someone just brought this to my attention, I've been fortunate to do this job for 25 years. I think I was the 15th female ever to become LA County firefighter and the very first female public information officer. So they thought how fitting it was for the first female public information officer for LA County who broke barriers and did all these things to be able to let Beyonce receive that award in that fashion. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty profound. And I feel just like at the smallest little bit part of that. So that's awesome.
Obviously, the relief efforts are far from over with the LA fires. What do you hope, like, what would you want people to know is what they need to know amid the ongoing relief efforts?
That this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I feel like the sprint was in putting the fires out, and that was a very long sprint. But this is a marathon. It's going to take a long time to build these communities back the way that they were. And I think once it falls out of the spotlight a little bit, people are going to just need to remember, check in. It's like, how can I help in a different way? What's next? What the next steps? And we have a lot of rain coming this weekend. That's why we're back here working, getting everybody set for what's coming this weekend, making sure the information gets out, that people are safe, all those things. So just to keep it on people's radars that, 6 months down the road, their efforts still going to be continuing and it's going to be a lot. So we got to build LA back, and that's every step of the way. It's just not for the next, 2 months.
Totally. And I cannot thank you enough. Seriously. I'm an
Thank you.
LA resident. I'm in Santa Monica, Brentwood. Like, I cannot thank you guys enough because it does not go unnoticed. I know you were saying in the beginning of the interview, it's, late nights and you just have to do the work, but just thank you so much.
Yeah, and I received that on behalf of all my fellow firefighters. And like I said, I've been in the field for years, and now I get to put the message out and do things like that. So it goes through me, but it really is to the rest of the folks that are out there doing it day in and day out.